just saying that today we planned for the beginning of class to focus on the upper spine and the opening the chest, and your shoulders, and freeing the neck. And then because it's cold outside, we need to get our cardio and our heart rate up and our blood pumping. So we're going to do some HIIT at the end of class. But we'll start more gentle, more specific, more focused. We get the best of both worlds today. Is Karika coming too?
She did sign up for it.
I think so.
I don't know. Maybe she signed up for like in 2 weeks.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
I think so. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, I have morning lectures. Actually on YouTube right now, so just thank you the host, and whenever you finish the class, just end the meeting and that will be it.
Awesome. Okay.
I got it.
All right, ladies.
All right.
Now, is this the behind me gonna bother you? It's the, you know what, I'm the sun coming up from the window. Maybe I'll just leave it. Okay, here on the mat. Camera lows.
I know. Continue on. Go. Seriously, just go. I'll figure it out.
You sure?
100%, Lily. Don't wait for me. I'll watch while I'm doing this.
Okay. Alrighty, well, we are going to start just very relaxed here and bring your arms out along your side on the mat, just with the palms lifted to the ceiling. And scapula, your shoulder blades, resting on the mat. So you can see Christine, I'm just gonna, oh wait, there we go. There, okay. So just with your arms resting on the mat beside you, just sense like the width of your upper back resting on the mat, and feel your scapula resting on the mat as well. And then we're going to take our arms, we're going to lift them up over our chest, like so. And still keep the contact of your scapula on the floor. So we're resting the back of the arm bones on the floor. Sensing the width of the scapula and the weightedness of the arm bones dropping into the sockets. Then from here, we're just going to reach the arms forward. So now we feel the scapula slide off of the mat, wrapping around the ribs, and then sliding the arms back down. And then again, reaching the arms forward, and then sliding the arms back down. So the arms stay straight, but we're taking this motion from our scapula. Reach and return. Reach and return. Notice if your neck is doing some of the work. Can you keep your neck relaxed while the arms take this motion? Reaching forward and back. Almost like gravity takes the weight of the arm bones back and in towards the mat. Reach, and then let gravity take the weight of the arms back. We'll do 2 more here. Nice and easy. 1 more. Return the scapula onto the mat so you can really feel the width of the collarbones. Then from here, you're going to open the arms to the side. They open slowly, moving apart. And then they're going to close slowly to return. Now, as you do this, can you keep the weight of the arm bones sitting back into the socket? So as you open, it's like the arm bone's just spinning right at the back of the joint. And then as you return, can you keep the weight of the arm bones back in the joint as the arms return? So if we're picturing that ball and socket in that shoulder joint, the ball is just spinning outwards on its axis and then spinning inwards on its axis. We'll do 3 more like this, gently opening and closing. Keep the contact of the shoulder blades on the mat. Open and close, especially as the arms close. Don't let those scapula wrap forward, so keep that contact on the mat. Let's actually do one more so we can cue into that idea. Keeping the scapula on the mat as the arms close. Just relax your arms for a moment just because they've been up in the air, so just let the blood come back to your arms. And we're gonna do the same, well, not the same, but a different exercise now with the arms going up and down like a slow scissor. So the right arm's gonna come up as the left arm drops down, and then reverse. Keep going there. That's it. And I want you to really if you sense your scapula, your shoulder blades, let that bone lift and reach up towards your armpit. So we're not pressing the shoulder blades down. You can let that shoulder blade lift up even with that collarbone as you switch. That's it. Keep going here from side to side. And let's relax both arms now. Good. We're going to continue with some of this scapular work on your side now. So come on to your right side. And we're going to combine a scapular reach, so gliding the arm forward, back in, and then keeping the scapula on the back, open the arm side, and then like a hinge through that shoulder joint, bring the arm forward. So I'll show you just from this view here. If you're on your side, you're going to reach that scapula forward. Scapula finds the back. Scapula stays on the back as you open the arm side. It stays in the back as you return the arm forward. And then again, reach, glide in, open side, and reach it forward. That's it. So scapula here is in that unstable position. When we bring it back, now it can work to lift the arm up so that the neck doesn't have to. And we'll do 2 more here. So scapula glides forward, it glides in, we lift it up and fold it forwards, glide forward, glide in, lift it up, and return. Keep the scapula on the back. We're going to do a little bit more of a rapid pace going up and down with that arm. And see if you can bring on those muscles behind the shoulder blade, behind the arm. So we're waking those up. We'll do about 5 more, 4, 3. Try to relax the neck, 2, 1. And let's add a twist from here. So now relaxing the chest back into that spiral, following the hand with the eyes, opening. Let's pause in this spine twist here. Take a breath. And then you're going to start to roll onto your side to return. We'll do this again. So arm is going to lift up to the side. The chest starts to fall open. Really let those ribs release. Pausing there for a stretch. And then rolling yourself back onto your side. We'll do 2 more like this. Opening the chest, letting the ribs spill back, the hip spills back. And then roll to return. One more time. Lift and open. Pausing there. And rolling forward to return. We're going to stay on this side and combine a little bit more upper back extension. So you're going to come onto your hip. You're going to fold both knees, making like two 90-degree angles. And then we're going to come back onto this right side, but just onto our elbow here. And then just resting the arm down. So as your arm lifts to the side, can you let your scapula lift and follow the arm? And then let the ribs respond to that in a stretch in that side bend. And then as the arm starts to drop, the scapula drops and the ribs drop. So here we're trying to incorporate the movement of arm, scapula, ribs, and arm, scapula, ribs. That's it. We'll do two more like this. Arm, scapula, ribs, arm, scapula, ribs. On this one, we're going to stay in our side bend. Now we're going to bring that top shoulder towards the floor. And you're going to widen the arms so that they're about mat width apart. So we're in this sort of passive twist position. Yeah, exactly. You can come down onto your elbows to start. Take a breath here. Feel the center of your chest melt and drop forward towards the floor. Then we're going to push into the arms, lift the chest up into that extension. Then you're going to bend your elbows, drop the head first so we're rounding that upper back. And we'll do that again. So you're going to push into the arms, lift the chest up into that extension. And then you're going to soften forward right from the top of the head as the elbows soften into that rounded back. Very nice. We'll do a couple more just like that. Pushing into the arms, think collarbones, sternum, chest. And then from the top of the head, pouring forward. Inhale, exhale, lift. And inhale, exhale, lower. Make your way back to a side bend, bringing that bottom arm underneath you. Take another big stretch through that side bend, and then come up through the middle here. That's it. Now in this position here, we're going to take our right arm. You're going to fold it over your left leg into a twist in the opposite direction. Then we're going to take that right hand, we're going to sweep it across and open. So we're kind of opening this diagonal from our left hip to our right shoulder in that twist. And then we're going to take that right arm and wrap it around the body as you twist back to the other side. We're going to do that again. So we're opening up our hip, the ribs, the arm, into this nice wide spiral. And then we're going to bring that arm wide and across. You're trying to touch the opposite side going into that twist. That's it. And again. So that right arm is opening towards the right hip. And then that right arm is closing towards the back hip, towards that left hip. One more. Right arm is opening away from that left hip. Right arm is drawing in towards that left hip. That's it. Good. Let's relax here. Just swivel your legs around. We'll go to the other side. We started with some of that scapula work. So the knees are just up at the 90-degree angle and the arm reaches forward. Our first movement is a little reach, so the scapula are wrapping forwards around the ribs. Then they come back in, then the arm lifts side, and then the arm folds forward. So the point of this is to feel the movement in the scapula, then find out where it's stable, so bringing it back to the spine, And then keeping it on the spine, or on the back, I should say, as we lift the arm up and bring it forward. If you notice your neck tensing, you can relax it. Open the arm side and fold it forward. Glide to reach. Draw it in. Open side. And return. So try to bring on those muscles at the back of the arm and the back of the shoulder. We're going to do one more at this speed. Glide forward. Reach back. Lift up. Now keep the scapula on the back as the arm reaches forward, and we're going to do like a pulse. The arm moves up and down at a rapid pace. And we're trying to bring on more of those muscles at the back of the scapula and arm. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice easy spine twist now. So now we can let that chest open and spill back with the arm. When we arrive at our full twist, take a breath there just to really encourage the spine to release. And then roll back onto your side. Again, inhale. Feel that sort of corkscrew effect, so from top of the spine and then all the way to the bottom of the spine, we follow into that twist. Then on the return, we roll the bottom of the spine forward and then to the top of the spine. 2 more. Good, and last one here. All right, so set up on your hip now. So now we're on our left hip. Tucking 2 knees in, making those right angles, and come back onto your elbow here. We're going to encourage more of that movement in the scapula with the arm. So once the arm gets sort of to that halfway point, that scapula has to lift off the back, which then allows the ribs to move as well. And this will all help with our upper back extension, getting more freedom of movement in those shoulder blades. That's it. So we think of moving arm, scapula, ribs. Returning arm, scapula, ribs. Arm, scapula, ribs. On this next one, we're going to add our rotation. So that arm comes up. Rotate both shoulders to your mat, just opening up the arms a little bit wider, bringing your elbows down, and just begin by letting your chest soften towards the mat a little bit, like we're sinking under the armpits. And then begin to push into your hands, stretch the arms, lift the chest up, and then round the spine forward. So the top of the head is first to drop and roll forwards. Push into the arms, collarbone, sternum, reach, reach, reach to the ceiling. And then as the elbows soften, the top of the head is the first to drop and soften forwards. 2 more here. We're trying to encourage that movement through our upper spine. 1 more. Gentle breath. Make your way back to a side bend. And then come up to a seated position here. Good. So this left hand, we're going to start sort of in a little twist. So I'm taking that left shoulder around to my right leg. And then I'm going to take a big spiral. So that left hand is going to start to open towards my left, opening ribs, chest, arm. And then I take that arm back towards my right leg to wrap in the opposite direction. Using your breath here to get that expansive movement. And then wrapping that arm back towards that right leg. And it's okay if the hips rock with that action. So as the arm and the ribs widen, that hip might come forward. And then as you come back, that hip might soften back. Let's do one more here. Actually, one more from here, just to get a little bit more space in between those ribs. And return. Good. Okay, let's do a little bit of baby extension now. So I'm just gonna come close to the camera so you can see what the arms are gonna do. They're gonna go in 3 positions. 1, 2, and 3. And the idea is that we're gonna use the arms to push our spine up. I'm gonna cue a little release of your arms, so then the spine has to work to hold yourself up, and then we're gonna melt forwards. That'll make more sense when we're down on the mat, but I just wanted you to see those arm positions. So the first one, we're making like a diamond above our head, and we're lying flat on our stomachs like this. So you can go ahead and set yourselves up. I'm just gonna rotate my body so you can see my arms better. Okay. And now our goal with this one, at least for the first 2, is to stay out of working the lower back and make it more about an upper spine exercise. So go ahead, bring your arms above your head, that diamond position. The head starts rested on your mat. The whole spine is relaxed here. Then you're gonna push downwards into the floor. So you're kind of firing up the arms to push downward into the mat. And then start to float just ever so slightly your chest off of your mat here, keeping that downward pressure with the arms. Now relax your arms completely, but keep your spine where it is. So now you can feel some of the work translate to those vertebrae. And then you're gonna relax the spine back down to the mat. So again, that's a push down into the mat, float just that upper chest off of your mat. Relax your arms, feel the spine take the load, and then relax the spine as you come forward. Very nice. And then again, so we push our arms down into the mat. Think of lengthening out the top of the head as you lift to a hover. Relax the arms, so there's no more pressure with the arms, and then release your spine forward. Once more like that, push into the arms to hover the spine just a few inches. Think of that sternum reaching forward. Relax your arms, feel the load come into the spine, and then relax the spine forwards onto the mat. Move your arms side now so they're like kind of robot arms on the mat. Exactly. We're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna get a little bit more range. We're gonna get a little higher. So same thing, pushing the arms downward into your mat. Hovering the spine, so think collarbones and sternum float off of your mat. Relaxing your arms, feeling the spine take that work. And then roll the spine forwards. Push into the arms. Lengthen and hover. Relax the arms, roll the spine forward. Push into the arms, lengthen and hover, relax the arms, and roll forward. Once more, push into the arms, lengthen and hover, relax the arms, and roll forward. Good, a little bit different now. You're gonna tuck the elbows closer to your ribs. We are going to use our arms to help us out here going into our full extension. So begin your extension by lengthening up through the top of the head, hover the spine off the mat. Start to push with your arms, gather your glutes, and stretch the arms till we are in our full swan. Exactly. And then from here, I want you to soften your chest so we're sort of melting under the armpits, and then roll your spine forward. So let that be a sort of ripple from bottom to top of the spine. Beginning the extension always with a lengthen and hover, then pushing into the arms. You can squeeze your glutes, draw the abs up and in, and then take a little release under your armpits to let the chest roll forward. Almost like we're getting kind of lazy through the arms, and then roll all the way down. Do a couple more like that. So lengthen and hover, push into the arms, lifting up. And then to release, soften under those armpits to let your chest fall forwards, and then ripple the spine forwards down. Beautiful. Let's do one more like that. Excellent. And rolling it forwards. Good. Just come back into a shell pose or a child's pose. Reversing the stretch of the spine. We are going to do a little bit more work in prone in our extension, but now we're going to do some leg work. So you can come to lie face down again. I'll just show you what the legs are going to do. So I'm going to cue a little hover with the legs so we keep the hips square to the mat. The leg will hover off the mat. Sorry, it's hard to tell with my black pants, but my thigh is lifted off the mat here. I'm going to flex and bend, point and stretch, so I'm still hovering, and then release the leg down. So we're kind of bringing on all of those muscles through the back of the leg here. All right, so you can use your hands as a little pillow to rest your forehead. We'll start with the right leg. You're going to squeeze that right glute to hover the leg off the mat. You're going to flex the foot and pull the heel in. Keep the leg hovering off the mat as you point and stretch, reaching it out, and then relaxing the leg down. Other side, squeeze the glute to hover the leg up, flex and bend, point and stretch, release the leg down. Hover the right leg, flex and bend, point and stretch, and lower down. Good. Hover the left leg. Flex and bend. So we're squeezing the heel in, activating the hamstring. Point and reach. Lower down once more each side. Good. So really activate from the back of the thigh. Squeeze the heel in. Nice attention to detail. Both of you, really good. Point and stretch. And lower. And last one on the left side. Excellent. We're going to incorporate it with some of that upper back work. So now bring your legs together so the toes are touching. Keep your hands where they are, glued under the forehead. And we're going to do 3 heel squeezes, but with 2 legs. So you're going to start to pull the heels in, pulse 3 times. 1, squeeze 2, squeeze 3. Now extend the legs, touching the toes down. Lengthen and hover the chest off of the mat. And again, 3 inhales as you squeeze. 1, inhale 2, inhale 3. Exhale, toes reach, spine lengthens. And again, 3 squeezes. 1, squeezing 2, squeezing 3. Toes touch, spine lengthens. And inhale 1, inhale 2. Inhale 3, exhale, toes touch, spine lengthens. Let the breath start to heat the body up. Squeeze, 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 reach and lift. Last one here. Squeeze, 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 reach and lift. Separate the legs, reach the arms all the way forward here. Lift the legs up and go for a swim. Arms and legs kicking. We're going to count down here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to your 4-point kneel right away. We're going to keep the body moving now that we're warming up. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees up to hover, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees down. Just take a quick stretch and release at the back. Roll yourself up, and we're gonna begin to do some of that interval work. So we're gonna start with a couple of abdominal exercises. We'll work through some push-ups, and then we'll work through like a standing squat. We're gonna try to repeat this series 3 times through, just so that we can really heat up the body now. How's your neck and shoulders feeling? Actually, sorry, I think I muted you. There.
Yeah, they're feeling pretty good.
Good. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, Christine, I can't unmute you. Sorry.
Oh, it feels so good.
Yeah.
My, yeah, I'm so crunchy all through there. I feel like I actually can feel air. It feels so nice. It's like actual heat all through my shoulders. It's so nice.
Good. Okay. Well,
Amazing.
that's good. I don't want to ruin that by doing. If you find like we're doing, because we have a push-up series in this hip portion. If you feel like, oh, the tension's creeping back, just take it easy, maybe.
Will do.
Yeah, because I want to try to maintain some of that nice release in the neck, but also like, let's heat the body up because it's a cold day. All right, so let's lie on the back. We're gonna start with some bicycles, and I'll just call this out, so I won't put my timer on. We'll just count it as a rep. My hands can come behind the head. These are gonna tuck in, and then come back, come forward into your ab curl, and then go ahead twisting shoulder to knee. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. We'll keep going here. 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, keep going, 2, 2. We're going to do a quick transition. Come onto your hands and knees. We're going to do a plank, but on our hands here. So try not to collapse in the shoulders. Try not to round the shoulders. Let's find that neutral position. Reaching the legs back one at a time, holding here. So see if you can find that stability behind the shoulder blades. So we've cued into a lot of those deep muscles today. Holding here, counting down. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to walk the hands back to the feet. We're going to bring the feet under the hips. You're going to roll yourself up. Take a nice wide stance with the legs. We're going to begin to go into some squats. So as you squat, you're going to swing the arms above the head, and then the arms will come down. We're going to do the first 10, just basic squats here. Try not to tense up in the shoulders. So when the arms swing forward and down, feel that come as a release from the scapula. I lost count. Started thinking about the scapula. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna add a jump for the next 10. So same swing with the arms, but now as you drop the arms down, we take a little jump. 10, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down onto your mat. We're going to do a modified plank position for the last part of the series. So come onto your knees, cross your ankles, and find that nice plank position here. Now, for our scapula today, let's tuck the elbows in and try to hug them in to the ribs. Now, don't worry about getting low. Just try to keep the scapula on the back so that we're strengthening in that nice position. We'll do 6. We'll do 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come onto our backs once more and begin again with the oblique twist. You guys doing okay? Warm, heart rate up now. Good, good. Hands behind the head, tacking the knees in. We'll go to the right side first. You're gonna come up and curl, twisting to the right for 10, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1. Let's come right away into the position, onto our hands. If you prefer to go onto the elbows, you can. Hold here for a slow 15 counts. Try to lengthen that chest forward. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing. And squats here, and then with the jump. So nice wide stance, swinging the arms forward as you bend. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1. A little bit slower now with the jump. Jumping 10, 9, 6, 5, 2, legs are burning. 1. Come down onto your mats for our 10 push-ups in that modified position. So try not to lose that stability in the scapula. So keep it on the back, hugging the elbows into the waist. Even if you only move a few inches down and up, that's better than building tension in areas we shouldn't. I'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. We can do this. Coming onto your back one more time. Those oblique twists. Hands on the head. Knees tucking in. Going to the left first. Coming into that curl. Ready, and exhale, 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 exhale. 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Coming up to our slow 15 seconds. Reaching the legs back, holding 15, 4, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up to standing. Our last set of squats here. Really swinging and releasing the arms. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, now with the jump. 10, 9, 8, 7, 4. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Last set before we relax. And down into that modified push-up position. Stable. Little push-ups for 10. 8, 7, 6, 5, almost there, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Back. So you can just stretch back in a child's pose here. Let the body cool down again. And roll up. Before I let you go, I want to do just a couple more shoulder release work, neck release work with a little bit of soft massage. So the first part, you can actually come up to standing, but I'm just going to come up close to the cameras just so you can see what we're doing here. So you can come up to standing. Right hand. Reach it across the muscle at the top of the neck. And then do a little shoulder shrug, body squeeze the muscle. So as you start to draw the shoulder up towards the ear, you're going to squeeze the tissue. And then as you start to drop the bone down, you're going to let the hand release. So that tissue's, if you imagine it's like a sponge, we're squeezing the warm water out of the sponge as we draw the scapula up. And then as you release the scapula down and release the tension from the hand, it's like that sponge is being inflated with warm water again. Squeeze the warm water out as you slide the shoulder up. And slide the shoulder down, releasing the tension from the hand. 2 more here, squeeze and draw up. Release and slide down. Squeeze and draw up. Release and slide down. Let's go to the, actually before we go to the other side, sorry, one more here. We're gonna take our hand kind of around the front of our pec like this. So my hand's wrapped under my armpit with my thumb over my pec. And I'm gonna do a little sort of swinging motion on my arm. But my hand, sorry, I'm gonna come up close to the camera again, also show you in slow motion. As my arm swings forward, I'm actually squeezing my tissue. As my arm swings back, I'm releasing my hand. So squeeze and lift, release and swing back. Squeeze and lift, release and swing back. We're gonna do about 10 of these here. It's just some of that tissue at the front of our pec. And we want to let the momentum take that swing action of the arm so we're not muscling through it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then take a big circle, the arm up and around and down. Oh, and then just standing there, a little side-to-side comparison. Now let's go to the other side. So left hand over top of that tissue. And then we do a little squeeze and shrug, release and lower. And really think this is the bones moving. So we're trying to get rid of muscle effort. Squeeze and shrug, release and lower. And if you find you can only move in a very small range where you're not adding tension, pick that range. So don't try to push it to max range, because sometimes then we create more tension. Squeeze and shrug, release and lower. Squeeze and shrug, release and lower. 2 more here. Squeeze and shrug, release and lower. And then we'll go for a little swing. So this is thumb sort of over the pec, fingers in the armpit, and then as the arm swings forward, we squeeze, and then on the back motion, the hand releases. Now, as much as possible, we want to let momentum take the arm. That's it. So that we're not muscling through that. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. 3, 2, 1, and big swing and circle the arm up. Feeling all this release open. And just relaxing there, sensing both shoulders. Maybe squeezing both arms, both shoulders up and down. Really feeling on the way down that the top of that tissue is melting and releasing. Good, we'll finish there with that. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, so nice.
Yeah, I feel like it was easier to do planks and push-ups because I guess I wasn't activating the right muscles before. I don't know. It's always been crunchy up here. So same, Christine.
When those muscles are already so turned on and active, we add load, and then they are the only ones that know how to turn on because the other ones have taken kind of the back seat. They're really mysterious, tiny muscle groups in and around the bones. So even doing something simple like these arm scissors, where you're not kind of locking the shoulder to lift the arm up, but letting this release, then you're just kind of encouraging that like freedom of movement in the scapula, and these muscles can turn off. Or when we did the sideline work where we had to activate those muscles, open and close, then we're working muscles within the joint. So they will work on in the background when we add high load, like a plank or a push-up.
So cool.
Cool. It is cool, isn't it?
I know.
The body is so cool.
And there's something to learn. Like you can completely change your body. It takes time, but you can change how it works, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And neck is like so sensitive. We're all like, are you both working from home at a computer?
I go to an office every day, but in front of a computer.
Yeah, same in front of a computer too.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to like get rid of this tension. But the more work we kind of do to free up the joint, but also find the stability underneath these guys, which is hard. Anyway, that's all your good work too, for paying attention to the details and being so focused. So good job.
Yay, yes.
Yay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Mary.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.